Hey guys, it's Jonah here, back with another beer review, part of the March Vocation Takeover, the Tribute beer review, I should say, to my good buddy who's not with us anymore, Jim Derm. Yeah, today's been just ridiculous because I found out that my work contract is ending and won't be renewed. So yeah, looking for a job again, um, which just sums it up really. Yeah, my God. Um, yeah, and it's Friday tomorrow, so I'm back in the hospital for more cancer treatment. And Jesus Christ, yeah, crazy man. Anyhow, that's not why you're here. You're here to see ridiculous beer. And I've got a 10%er for you. I was thinking maybe I shouldn't have it on a Thursday on a school night, but after the day I've had and with what's been going on, fuck it. Anyway, this one is a good one, and apparently this is a very good one. It's a special edition that came out towards the end of last year. Triple Vision, triple IPA. So it's like, I guess, like a Belgium style, but in an IPA. We'll have to find out. But it's got absolute ridiculous. Actually, the can's pretty cool. Triple, you got a triple faced demon monster there. What should we do? What should we do? Let's do this first. Okay, Triple Vision. Some say three's a crowd, but in our opinion, it's the more the murkier. Lovers of the bold, followers of the unconventional. It's triple IPA. It's soft, thick, and juicy. Goes from strength to strength with deep and complex and aromatic triple threat. It's a triple C, so it is an IPA. Calypso, Columbus, and Citra. And I'm led to believe it's got cryo hop in it as well, which, as you might know, or maybe if you don't, I'll tell you, absolutely ridiculous cryo hop, and 10% on the ABV. Now, this definitely has oats in it. Pretty sure it's got wheat, malted wheat in it as well. But this bad boy is all about the hoppage. It's a hop monster. It's not ridiculous boiled hops, so I don't think the IBUs are really high, but it's just obscene amount of hops added. Triple IPA, Jesus. The things I do, but not being funny. But today I need this beer. I absolutely need this beer. Right, go for a pour. Now, because it's a triple, I reckon there's going to be a lot of yeast in suspension as well. Purposefully so this time. Wow. Yeah, already I'm getting craziness. Vocation, of course. Slightly under her finger's head, but it's lovely and white. And look, it's even starting a bit of lacing on the glass, which is always good. Hazy as anything, but not ridiculously so. It's not a juice, put it that way. So it's weird. We've got old school hops with the Citra, but we've got some new school hops and Chinook. Sorry, is it Chinook? Is it Columbus? Columbus is kind of in the middle, and Calypso is quite a new one. So it's a very mixture of styles as well. Getting a tiny bit of fruitiness, tiny bit of sort of murky, dank forest as well, perhaps. But it's very light. It's not, yeah, it's not ridiculous. Sound like Harry Potter. Let's dive in while my little cat goes up the stairs. Cheers and beers. Big man, the irony is when I get shit like this happen, Jim's probably one of the first person outside my family that I phone up or get on Skype or whatever and talk to about it. And yeah, I can't anymore. So cheers, big man. Wow. Sweet up front, really sweet. And then there's that oaty kind of mouthfeel going on. And then, oh, yeah, then the hops kick in. I was led to believe that this would be a lot more hoppy than it is. I mean, it is hoppy, don't get me wrong, but I was led to believe it would be ludicrously hoppy. I've had some proper hoppy beers before, IBUs in the hundreds, and that's not what this is about at all. But interesting, because of the three different types of hops, they all kind of give different stuff. And the alcohol is hidden very well in this. So the hop bite is definitely there. Then we've got a bit of green, but then it takes over with the fruitiness. Papaya, mango, maybe a bit of orangey type stuff. And it goes on and on, but not crazy. It's not going to hit you around the head either by the alcohol or by the hoppiness, which is quite nice. From a 10% beer is not too shabby at all. Is it like a Belgium triple? Not at all. I thought perhaps, I mean, the can, wow, wow, carbonated, but got some hops on that as well. Very strange. The can kind of looks like it could be, if I put my finger over there and it just said triple, you could be, you know, fooled into thinking it was some sort of Belgian monster, and it definitely isn't. The strength is there, but no, this is definitely an IPA. But weird, I thought it was going to be obscene hoppiness, especially with the cryo. I wonder if they added the cryo hops afterwards. That would be just bizarre. Or maybe they've done a short boil, maybe half an hour, or maybe some people only do a 15-minute boil these days. Hmm. It's going down far too nicely and far too quickly too. What? Wow, 8 minutes in, I've almost necked at 10% beer. Oh my god! But yeah, I think I deserved it after the day I've had. Yeah, the most annoying thing is I can't really talk about it because I'm get in trouble. So I won't talk about this beer instead. It was nothing I've done, by the way. Just they let loads of us go. Okay. It's interesting. There's something in the yeast. It'll be interesting to see what kind of yeast they used. Maybe they've used a Belgium yeast, and maybe that's why it's some sort of triple. But it doesn't. I mean, I'm not really getting any Belgian characteristics, so it's just like a strong IPA. Unlike that one I had not that long ago, which I can't remember which one it was, but it kind of separated out. This one is really well molded together, and it hides the alcohol very, very well. Unlike the other one, which was, I don't think it was as strong, if I remember rightly. Um, you do get a bit of the sort of alcohol burn on your mouth. Um, in a similar way to a winter warmer, you could probably get in big trouble by having two of these, thinking it was a lot less alcoholic than it is. Um, and then when you stand up, your legs go all wobbly and your head goes a bit funny. But that's a good feeling sometimes. um, wow, yeah, this is a nice beer, but I don't know. I really prefer the Neepers at the moment. Neepers and ridiculous stouts. That's what I'm about. I'm really looking forward, in one way, to tomorrow because I can drink and properly digest Jim's absolute favourite beer. Um, and you'll see tomorrow there's a huge, huge irony in the fact that it's his favourite beer from Vocation. But this one, yeah, it's pretty good indeed. Maybe a tiny bit kind of sour. There's a little bit of kind of bitterness in there. And I'm not sure where it's coming from, to be honest. Wow, proper belch. Yeah, weird, hoppy belch, which is bizarre. um, I reckon that's what that cryo hop does. Yeah, it's weird. It's more bitter than a Nipah, but the hops are not as kind of pronounced, which would use, in a Vocation beer, they know how to do a proper full on dry hop and just a juice bomb, and that isn't what's going on here. It's very bizarre. It sits halfway between West Coast and East Coast style. Um, it's a lot more bitter than a Nipah, but not as much as a ludicrous like 120 IBUs, or like makes your mouth go like that. This one doesn't. It kind of sits in the middle, a happy medium, but it's still a triple C hop, which basically is old school West Coast IPA, and it's not really that either. Perhaps, perhaps more West Coast than East. There is a new style, um, new school West Coast IPA, and perhaps that's where this sits. Um, Although not convinced. What they've done is they've taken some of the brewing techniques which were made famous with the Neepers, i.e., not so much first wort hopping, so not very bitter, or not as bitter as a super West Coast, um, but not as kind of hoppy as and juicy and chewy as a Nipah, an East Coast style, or a New England, I should say. So yeah, we're not talking Miami, we're talking up north. um, Vermont, that's where the Nipahs were born. But even then, you know, they're not they're not really coming from there. Well, they are, but that's not kind of full on trend anymore. I don't know, some of you might remember when I had the heady topper, and that isn't really where the Nipah styles are going these days. And I'm so glad I had that beer. Given to me by Tony. Hopefully, he's still around. Tony Yates, really nice guy. Lives in Norway, but originally from America. Anyway, what am I doing? I'm ranting, so I apologise. It's always good to rant, especially when you've had a 10% beer. And yeah, that's kind of what I used to do with Jim. We go out for beers. I generally talk loads of bullshit, and he'd listen, laugh his ass off, and then make a comment. And yeah, I'll always miss him. Hopefully, we'll get through tomorrow without too many tantrums and tears and stuff, but can't guarantee it. So the only way for you to see is to tune in tomorrow. Or if you're watching sometime in the future, click like, click subscribe, and it's going to be the last of the Vocation beers for a while, I think. Unless Vocation want to send me some beers, which are always welcome. You can contact me, I don't mind. And you never know, I might make it up there to the tap room one day of the new brewery, because they've opened up quite a big brewery actually. Yeah, at the moment though, yeah, missing my mate and trying to find a new job. So cheers and biz, guys. See you real soon.